Alright, here we are, less than 24 hours since Dana White had a live stream where he dropped a bunch of new fights and huge announcements, including some signings to the UFC. And look, there's a lot to get into. I waited a little bit to make it, because when the live stream dropped yesterday, I was making another video, which was my UFC Fight Night Seattle picks and predictions. So, look, had it on the background, and it was fucking hard to maintain what I was doing. I just wanted to watch the live stream and just enjoy it while it was happening, but wasn't able to do that. Had to get my video sorted. Anyways, for anyone who may have missed what happened, I'm going to go through all the announcements by Dana White and just discuss them. And yeah, let's see what we got to look forward to in 2025. Alright, so jumping straight into it, we had Sean Brady announced as a replacement for JDM, who was dropping out of UFC London to fight Leon Edwards. At first, hearing this, as a JDM fan, I was disappointed. I was like, man, like, come on, like, what's wrong? Like, is he injured again? Has he got more complications with, like, his bone? Like, he had bone infection, some surgery and shit? Like, what's going on, man? Like, I don't know, I was disappointed for the dude, but, Sean Brady coming in is like, okay, look, it's still a good fight, not as interesting. Edwards up against, a grappler again. Let's see how it goes. But then, look, that was until I heard what Dana White then brought up next. So then we had the announcement of Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight title at UFC 315. And that did fucking got me right up there, like, straight away, man. Like, what an opportunity for JDM as an Aussie, as a fan of just JDM's style of fighting. Massive fight. Look, I can't wait for this one. I've seen some pretty wild takes from people like the Weasel and some others. So this is going to be an easy fight for Bilal Muhammad. Like, he's going to walk through JDM. I don't... Man, maybe I know nothing about MMA. Maybe I'm just fucking clueless. I don't know. But how the fuck are you saying that Bilal Muhammad is going to have the easiest title defense? It's a layup. He's going to walk through JDM like he's nothing. Are you fucking kidding? Have we seen the same fighters, the same two fighters here? Bilal Muhammad that was getting his ass whipped by Leon Edwards until he got the eye poke and fucking pussied out. Okay, look, it might have been a fair eye poke to back out of whatever. Maybe he didn't pussy out, but still, he was getting his ass fucking beat, pillar to post, round to round. And then you compare him against a guy like JDM, who's much more aggressive, different style, a lot more boxing heavy, but man, sure, Bilal is the champion for a reason. His grappling is good, but have you seen the man striking? The motherfucker looks like Drake. I've seen better hands from fucking Stephen A. Smith has better hands than this man. This man's almost on the level of a Ben Askren, or Ben Askren, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Like, this man's striking is not up there. If JDM's able to stop the takedowns, even some of them, and keep it on the feet, he's gonna KO this man. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. And people will bring up things like, oh, JDM struggled against fucking Gilbert Burns, and oh, he was able to take him down. He's lucky he got a nice knee. Are we forgetting that this man had a broken arm, like within the first round, and that he still was able to knock out Gilbert Burns? And you want to use that as a metric, acting like Gilbert Burns doesn't have explosive, good takedowns and good grappling and submissions. Like, what are we talking about here? Yet you want to talk about Hamzat as being this absolute unstoppable animal? Are we forgetting that he arguably lost to Gilbert Burns? On the feet and in the grappling was nullified? Like, you can't have different standards, different strokes for different folks. If you gotta say, man, Hamzat, man, he's just his unstoppable machine. He could be the first triple-weight champion, man. And they go, and then when JDM beats and knocks out the same guy, you go, oh, I wasn't impressed by JDM, man. He really struggled in the grappling. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know, dude. But then, I've seen some support for JDM too. Like, there is definitely a solid camp who think he's going to take the belt. I think he is. I'm fucking super excited for that fight. We also got Shevchenko versus Fiorot. I like Shevchenko, one of the few female fighters I appreciate. Very skilled, very well rounded. She's getting a bit old though. She has lost a step. Fiorot, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know fuck all about her. But look, it's pretty interesting. She does look pretty manly, so she might have some solid striking and shit, some grappling. I still like to think Shevchenko will win. She's a bit of a fucking weapon. And look, as far as women fights goes, it's pretty good. Then we had, as you can see here, Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes, fighting for not the interim title, but the featherweight world championship. That's it, no interim. Which you ask, what happened to our boy ILIA TOPUIRA? Well, he's apparently can't make the weight anymore, despite being 5'3". Yeah, the man reckons he walks around 190 pounds. Fuck out of here, bro. You ain't no Volkanovski. Like, come on, man. We had dudes like Dustin Poirier, 5'11", fucking a big lightweight. He was making the weight down at 145 when he was young. And now you got these 5'3" dudes saying, oh, you know, man, I gotta cut 15 pounds. I just can't do it. Okay, I don't know why I did that accent. He's Georgian or Spanish, whatever the fuck. But, like, come on, man. We're like, just be honest about why he's going up. He's ducking Volk. Nah, I'm kidding. Obviously, he KO'd Volk. But, like, just be honest. Like, he wants to go up. He wants to, fight for the belt at 155. He's not going to get it maybe straight away, but he wants to go up and test himself. That's fine. Just be honest. I don't get why they're lying about it. And look, Diego Lopes gets an opportunity to fight for the belt as well. I like that. I rate Lopes highly. I think he's a sick fighter. He's one of the only dudes that I thought would give Ilya a run for his money. I still probably favoured Ilya to beat him, but, Lopes has got some power in his hands. He's quick, he's technical, got some good grappling defense, some good submissions. He's good all over. And he's up against Volk. I think it's a great fight, man. It's like Volk getting a bit older. His chin's been cracked a couple times. Obviously, it's never been the best, but it's only been two guys who've been able to knock him out so far. Which, it makes me worry. Is Lopes going to be, the next guy to knock him out? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think skill for skill, Volk's still one of the best in the world. I think he's better than Lopes overall, but it doesn't matter. If you can't take that shot, then it doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to get hit, and you get hit, and you go to sleep. Well, it's game over. So, look, that's a great fight. Looking forward to that. UFC 314, which is a stacked card, which we'll go over in a bit more detail soon. We then had Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Paddy the Baddy. Just stop fucking talking, lad. Scousers can't be knocked out, mate. Or fucking whatever he says. Good old Paddy up against fucking Michael the Cuck Chandler. Look, I don't know how the fuck this man keeps getting these fights. Oh, I do. Like, he's exciting. He seems to lose every big fight he's in, except for, Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker. His first fight, and, one against a guy who was on, 3 or 4 loss streak at the time in Tony Ferguson. But look, Michael Chandler, despite what I think about him as a human being and as a man, and just as a fighter, like, he's a fucking idiot, but very exciting to watch. And this is a good fight, man. This is a hard test for Pimblett. I like Pimblett. I don't really rate him as a top 5 sort of fighter in that area. I'm just thinking, I don't know. I would have liked to see Pimblett versus Moicano would have been good, I think. I would have preferred that fight. I know Moicano's coming off a loss, but those are good. There's a good style matchup. I think they're around the same level in terms of skill. Sort of that in that top 10 to top 5 area. Not really getting inside the top 5, but both good fighters. I would like that more, especially for Moicano. Get that money, money Moicano. Hey, let me tell you something. Manny Moicano, he needs some money, And so it would have been good to see him get it, but instead, Chandler gets it. I don't like Chandler, and I do like Paddy, but you got to go with your brains here. Like, maybe I'm off on this one too, but how's Paddy going to beat Chandler? He's not submitting him. Charles Oliveira couldn't submit him. The best submission artist ever in UFC history could not submit Michael Chandler in 2 fights. And we've seen the shit that Charles has been able to do. He's a killer on the ground. He's actually fun to watch on the ground. you cannot say that about many people. And that's not even including like ground and pound and shit. That's just like him going for submissions. He's an animal and he couldn't get Michael Chandler. And now Pimblett is good on the ground too. His submission game's unreal, but it ain't at the level of an Oliveira. He's not going to submit Chandler. In terms of power, I don't think he has more power than Oliveira either, who didn't finish him in their last fight. No, I don't think so. Like Paddy has got some power, but he's got a chin too. But his head is there to get hit. He gets cracked, and Chandler's got that power, man. That steroid power, I'm sure, but he's got that fucking power, especially in that first round. Shit, you let this man land on you in the first, couple minutes. Fucking good night. I think ultimately that's what'll happen. Obviously, as these get closer, we'll do breakdowns and shit. But look, another great fight. So straight up, we've got fucking some amazing announcements from Dana White. JDM dropping out. Sean Brady replacing him against Leon Edwards at UFC London. Bilal Muhammad and JDM fighting for the title at 315. Shevchenko coming in at 315 as well. 314, we've got Volk versus Lopes for the featherweight title. Paddy versus Chandler at fucking 314 as well. Then we move on. We have... Okay, this is about the card for UFC 314 so far. So as we said, those two up the top. Then we got Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull, who, if you don't know who Pitbull is, it's not Mr. Worldwide. He was the 135 and 145 pound champion for Bellator. He is currently the 145 pound champion. He lost the 135 belt, I believe. This man has been around the top of the UFC for a long time. He's a very good fighter. I believe he beat Michael Chandler's ass in their last time they fought before he came to the UFC. Probably not at the peak of his powers. Similar to Chandler, although probably closer to the peak of his powers than Chandler was when he moved over. It's an interesting fight, but he's up against Rodriguez. It's a great test. I wish he fought more, man, but, Yair's good. If you beat Yair, there's no two ways about it. You're a good fighter. You're a quality fighter. You deserve to be in the UFC. You deserve to be ranked and probably in their top 5. I hope Yair wins. Just because, I don't know, it's like he has all these good fights, but he ain't winning as much as he should, He's looking dangerous. He's looking good. Time to get a fucking win, brother. Or if Patricio gets it, there's some new blood in the division. He's not that young, he's pretty old. But he's still good. He'll be exciting. Maybe him versus Chandler could be crazy again. A third, or is it a fourth fight they'd be going against in the UFC? Well, that's a featherweight. Shit. Oh well, he could fight someone like Diego Lopes or Volk or whoever. There's a lot of interesting fights after that fight if he beats Yair. Even if he loses, there is. Hopefully it's just maybe if Patricio loses, hopefully he just doesn't get, fraud checked. I don't think he will. He's a good fighter. But, yeah. Alright, then we have Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. Another very good fight. Welterweight bout there. Carlos Prates I really rate. He should. This is a real test for him. Jeff Neal's not easy to beat, but if he does what he does to everybody else, Carlos Prates, he's showing he's going to be a real fucking problem. He'll be fighting for that belt or in the contendership very soon. Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes, light heavyweight. Interesting fight again. Always interested to see Reyes perform. I think Krylov's going to beat his ass. Sorry, Reyes. He's like the new Johnny Walker, man. He just gets KO'd fucking every time. Just about every time he goes out there. Despite having some skill and some abilities. But whatever. Moving on, Danige Woodson. Nice, I like it. Another little fight. Women's fight. Miss me with that shit. Toilet break. Then Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Nice, like an OG Jim Miller versus... He's been around for a while now, Chase Hooper. I don't know how young he is. He might be 24, 25 now. Maybe even older, I don't know. Maybe 26, 27. But yeah, look, old versus young. Interesting fight. Jim Miller's still not a guy to look past. You'd have to think that Chase Hooper would fucking get the win, but who knows? We'll get into that anyway. I'm trying to think, were there any other big announcements he dropped as well? So obviously ILIA Topuria going up to 155 pounds. Said he can't make the weight anymore. Didn't give us a fight, didn't give us who he's fighting, which leads me to believe it's not Islam Makhachev. Otherwise, why not just fucking drop it? You know, just announce it now with the rest of the fights. Could be someone like, as MMA Guru and others have said, Dustin Poirier. Interesting fight. I actually don't like that one for Topuria. I think he gets fucked up. But, you're talking about a dude who's an average to little featherweight. Don't get me wrong, with a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of skill, up against a big, strong lightweight in Dustin Poirier. Like a dude who's like 5'11", got a fucking big, thick frame on him. Like, Islam Makhachev struggled with him. He's got some fucking power in his shots. I really don't like that one if he's going to go up. And I don't like him fighting Islam or Poirier, honestly. I think he gets beat by both. But, a lot of people will disagree with that. But it'd be a great fight for Dustin as well. Get some money, add some more legacy to his name. Because beating a guy who's just come off the back of back-to-back KO wins over fucking Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski is impressive. He's the first man to beat him, even though he's a featherweight moving up. Adds to an already great resume. So I think, I'm pretty sure I covered everything Dana dropped there. At first, you can see here, make my video, and as I was doing it, JDM officially out of London as per Dana White. Leon Edwards now set to fight Sean Brady instead. Look, literally as I posted that, within I think 5 seconds, 10 seconds, he announced the fight of JDM with with fucking Bilal Muhammad. So anyway, look, I guess while you're here, if anyone's interested in the boxing, fucking great card on this weekend. There has actually been some changes. Dubois dropped out. Joseph Parker now facing some fucking fat dude that's come in short notice. Apparently an animal. I don't really know him. I'm not going to lie. Still a great fight. Parker, good fight. Shakur Stevenson's Floyd Schofield dropped out. He's fighting some fucking dude who's like early in his career, like 14-0, but I think he has 4 KOs or some shit. No threat of knockout here. Stevenson's going to fuck him up. I think the rest might have stayed intact. Can't remember. But look, either way, fucking incredible fights on with the boxing as well. Obviously, Bivol and Beterbiev in the rematch. Interesting to see how it goes. 2 absolute weapons. I'm really disappointed that the Dubois fight is cancelled. Like, man, Parker, he's picked up his game. He's got some good wins. He's on a bit of a tear. Dubois is after destroying Anthony Joshua. Like, I did not see that coming. He fucking clowned him, man. Like, impressive. Would love to have seen this fight. This would have been a great fight too. Still, these are still quality fights. Looking forward to them. Zhang, I think, did Zhang drop out as well? I think Zhang fucking dropped out too. Look, as far as boxing goes, it's still a very good card. There's still, 3, 4. There's like a fair Callum Smith and Joshua Boutsy's a good fight, or whatever you want to call him, Boatched. That's still a great fight. The boxing's still interesting. Definitely, I was almost struggling to decide which one, if they overlapped, to watch, but definitely will be sticking with the UFC. These fights, the main event though, I'll be fucking tuning in for that. And look, I think I've covered everything today. If there's anything I've missed, fucking my bad. Is what it is. I've only got so much time to fucking cover this shit, do my best. And yeah, look, there was a slow start to 2025 for the UFC. I was actually looking at the future. I was looking at the cards the other day. I was like, what's coming up, man? None of these really got me interested. None of things really got me excited. And then bam, Dana White comes out, fucking, drops all these bombs, and the UFC's looking good again. Slow start, but we're fucking getting on track again. And so yeah, look, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you fucking, maybe caught up with the news if you weren't already. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And cheers, lads. I'll catch you next time.